Hello and welcome to the overview of MySoft SG. In this session, we're looking at the general ledger, which is the backbone of the MySoft SG system. As you can see, it's already a predefined chart of accounts for you, so you do not have to create it from scratch. You can add, edit, and delete the chart of accounts. So for example, if you wanted to do some editing, for example, we're going to change the name from Maybank to Maybank Singapore. Just key it in and save. The changes will be reflected. Similarly, to create a new account code, we just click on the new button. We can have a look at the existing codes by clicking on the magnifying glass. So let's say I wanted to create a bank code for DBS. Call it 11350, DBS Bank. Then we just select the account type, which is current asset, a search group, which is a cash book search group, and level 1. So this is actually a multi-level capable system in terms of chart of accounts. You can make multi-level and grouping. So after that, we'll just save it, and you can see that it will be reflected in the chart of accounts. Another helpful feature is the transaction history listing. So for any account, you just highlight it and click on this transaction button, and it will show you a list of transactions historically. And you can also filter by date here as well. That concludes our overview for the chart of accounts in MySoft SG. Thank you for watching. Hello and welcome. In this session, we're going to look at the accounts receivable module in MySoft SG. So it's a very friendly module. As you go in, you can actually see your list of customers. It's searchable and sortable. You can sort by, for example, revenue, balance, as well as, of course, the customer name. And within each customer file, you can actually see the details like name and address. Generating sales is very easy with MySoft SG. To generate a sales entry, you just key in your details. And when you go into the module, you actually see a summary of the sales entries that you've previously entered. You can zoom in. So it's very task-driven. You can see whether you want to view, you want to print or delete. So here's the information, the details, the account code, tax, item amount, and so on. Printing is easy. You can generate invoices readily from the system just by selecting the invoice printout that you want. So you can see this is the invoice. And you can very easily export it to like PDF or Excel, for example. Very straightforward. And of course, you can look at how much customers owe you by looking at such reports such as aging. We have aging by month, days, 12-month aging. It's very easy to change the filters, and also by individual invoices. Generating is easy. And you can see a list here, for example, again, exportable to Excel. So MySoft SG accounts receivable is easy to use and will help you to manage who owes you, and you can always have a look at the status at a glance. This ends our overview of the accounts receivable module. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome. In this session, we look at the accounts payable module in MySoft SG. It's a very friendly and easy to use module. As you go in, you can see your list of suppliers. You can search and sort them by name, by total purchases, and of course by payments and balance. Inside each individual supplier card, you can see the details such as the name, the address, and we also have configured things like electronic payment and bank integration information into the supply file as well. Entering payments is easy, and you can actually have a look in the quick view as you go in. This will be the history of payments that you've entered. And for each one, you can just go in and see the details just by clicking viewing. Okay, you can view, print, delete, and so on. There's also a batch posting mode as an option. So this is the information the account codes, tax, the payment amount, and you also have options for department and job analysis as well. There's supplier outstanding and aging reports. If you want to see how much you owe your suppliers, so just click and run the reports. It gives you a listing. You can view this as well and save as PDF, or you can export it to Microsoft Excel or the spreadsheet programs. We also have internet banking payment we call bulk gyro that allows you to pay many invoices online at one go. And this is generated through our tailor-made payment module. So for example, if I wanted to make a payment through DBS, for example, so we'll generate a payment export file for DBS, and this can then be sent to the bank for immediate processing. So it's a powerful and friendly to use module. I think you'll find it very good for processing and tracking your payments. And with this ends our session on MySoft payment module. Thank you. Hello and welcome. In this session, we're talking about bank reconciliation in MySoft SG. So it's a very easy to use and simple process. You just go into the bank reconciliation module, pick the account you want, enter the bank statement date, and you'll be presented with a list of items that should be compared to your bank statement. And if you've previously reconciled transactions against the statement, you can just tick this button to include the reconciled transactions. So you just tick, just by marking the X here, the items that appear in your bank statement and are confirmed. And then we can save and print the bank reconciliation statement here. Okay, so it tells you what's not yet cleared and what has already been confirmed. Okay. And this is a very friendly report and way to check whether you've actually reconciled the transactions. So there's other filters here such as date range. And we also have an auto reconciliation function depending on the bank, where we can actually import in the digital bank statements, and which that will automate this process. So it's very friendly and easy to use. And I think you'll definitely find this helpful for your bank reconciliation work. With that, we end the session on bank reconciliation. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome. In this session, we're going to talk about budget control in MySoft SG. So as you know, when you post expenses, you can actually tag them to account codes as well as departments or jobs. And then you can actually mark them against a budget so you can compare and to see if you're overspending. So we just go into our general ledger module budget setting. You can actually manage by account codes. For example, this one is labor costs. So you can actually key in your monthly or yearly budget. Once it's keyed in, you can then compare this in a graph format. So if anything is over budget, then it will show you by using this actual versus comparison budget. And we also have it in report format as well. So you can actually look at it in this view. And this is also exportable to Microsoft Excel as well as PDF. So you can adjust budgets on the go, and you find that it's a very friendly and easy tool for cost control that's built into the system. And this ends our session on budget control. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome. In this session, we will look at electronic attachments in MySoft SG and how it can help you never to lose your important documents again. MySoft SG contains a file attachment feature, which I'll show you here. For example, if we go into a customer master record, you can then see this attachment button, and you can actually add documents from your folders, from your computer. And all of these, you can actually see previews. Like for example, this is a blueprint, and there's no limit to how many you can add. It's just based on your hard disk. And once attached, you can easily back up that folder to the cloud. And therefore, you won't have to worry about losing your soft copy documents. So this is yet another great feature in MySoft SG. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you. Hello and welcome. In this session, we'll look at some of the security features in MySoft SG. So within the security module, one of the most important features is, of course, backing up your company data. So it's a very simple point and click backup function. Just point which folder you want it to go to and click the backup button. So it's very straightforward, and you can actually link the folder to cloud if you wish. The next is group security, and you can actually set by security group. So if your organization is growing, you can actually control what your users can and cannot access. For example, if we look at the sales group of users, we can actually allow them to do billing, for example, deliveries, credit notes, debit notes. You can just take what you want to allow or disallow them. And you can go module by module. So this is great for controlling access and ensuring your data integrity. There is also a user audit log, which can be activated to check which user performed which action, when did they perform it, and what was details. So this is again an option which can be activated as well. That concludes our brief overview of the security module in MySoft SG. Thank you for watching.